This is episode 938 and we are live in Southwest Florida in my tropical backyard today. It is the last show date before Halloween, so I thought it was appropriate to dress up. And in case you're wondering what I am exactly, I'm a kitty mama today, which I'm a kitty mama every day. But I thought I'd dress up like the kitties today, and they have been very curious about my costume. I even have a tail. In a second I'll stand up and show you, but I am bribing the kitties to hang out with us with bringing their treats. Who wants a treat? Yeah, here comes Becker too. Okay guys, let's have a treat. Here you go. Here you go. You have treats on the floor. There you go. Yeah, over here. You have those. Becker always tries to find the biggest pile. So I have a tail. I just sat on it. I don't know if it's going to look good if you sit on it. You probably can't sit on your tail. You probably have to, or just reposition it. Anyway, we won't worry so much about that. But I found this costume for like dirt cheap on Amazon. It came with the tail, thigh-high lace, or thigh-high fishnet stockings, which I didn't need, and then these fishnet gloves. It came with the bell choker, the lace eye mask, and lace kitty ears. I think the whole thing was around $10. I don't know, it was, I wanted to be a kitty mama, like for real, not for real, for real. I wanted to be a kitty mama today. So, anyway, I'm gonna dress up with my babies. You guys need more treats? I don't like them being on tables though, so go on, get down. I'd let them eat up here so you could see, but I don't know. We'll just let them eat some more treats on the ground. Maybe they'll come cuddle afterwards. There you go, a couple more treats and then we're good. All right. If you're joining me live, please say hello. Let me know if you're crafting this morning. Let me know if you have questions for me. I thought it might be fun to talk about color again with the Be So Luxe color board this morning for a couple of reasons. We have some new patterns in Be So Luxe yarn, including some color work patterns where we could talk about different ways to combine the colors. And I have another, that's the crochet shawl that I recently released called Hadley, and I do have a knit one that I've been working on too, and I can show you my progress. I'm up to the 4th color of the 5 colors of my Teal Family shawl, and it is looking fantastic. Aren't those colors beautiful? They're looking so pretty together. So I started with Sea Breeze, and I went to Tropicana Cabana, Waterfall Rendezvous, and now I'm up to Peacock Feathers, and then the 5th and final color I believe will be Walking After Midnight, but it is not finished yet, so you never know what I might come up with at that point. And then the crochet one that we did in color work as well, this is a 6 color. The other one was 5 so far, this one is 6. The other one might end up being 6. We'll see what the yardage ends up being once I decide on the edging. So these 6 colors are Lavender Lily, Aurora Splendor, Wild Pansy, Kimono Violet, Raisin the Bar, and Walking After Midnight. And so these first 2 examples of color work I wanted to make super duper easy, and also to really put my money where my mouth is, so to speak. Practice what I preach. I said the easiest way to pick color work in this yarn and in Be So Baby yarn, both of my high yarns with large number of color choices. The easiest way is to go by color families. And so my phone screen is a little bit damaged on one side, so that's why we have those streaks until I can get it replaced. It's just going to be a little fuzzy on one side, so sorry about that. Try to get it fixed or replaced as soon as I can. Anyway, so here's an example of what I'm talking about. Here is the purple color family. That is what I chose, give or take, for the crochet shawl Hadley, and for the knit one that I'm working on that is unnamed. I picked colors from this column here. Now, did I pick them exactly? No, but that's the fun of it. I used it as a jumping off point. So let's go over that a little bit. So here's the purple family here, starting with Wild Pansy, Lavender Lily, Aurora Splendor, Sugar Plum, Fairy, Kimono Violet, and Raisin the Bar. So here's what I did. I went to well, we could pull them up here. Well, I did Lavender Lily, Aurora Splendor, Wild Pansy, Kimono Violet, Raisin the Bar, and then I pulled in Walking After Midnight, the dark navy blue. So I took it as a starting off point, and instead of just going straight down the line, I picked and pulled from it what made sense to me. I thought that it was possible that Kimono Violet and Sugar Plum Fairy might be too low contrast as stripes in the shawl, and they probably wouldn't have been, but I was just having fun and in the moment picking what inspired me at the moment, and you can do that too. So I know some people are super intimidated about choosing colors, and that's why going with a color family is an easier way than just taking a shot in the dark and pulling one color this and one color that. That can be a little bit more intimidating, and that's why I put together, oh, we've got kitties trying to knock over the kitty treat box. If I give them treats behind me, would you be able to see them? Maybe. You want? How about you guys have treats up here? You guys have treats up here, then maybe you can be seen on camera. Here you go. Treats for everybody. Happy Halloween. Yeah, trick or treats for kitties too, right? Happy Halloween, guys. Can you see them? Oh no, they're off camera. A little lifted up. There are my babies. There they are, eating their treats. I better put the treat box away because they'll just keep attacking it now until I give them more. They're a little spoiled like that. What are you gonna do? Oh. Okay, so then I thought it would be interesting to go over how I picked the teal colors from this family then. Is that showing up on camera? Not so great. I don't have my glasses on yet. I will in a minute. So here's the teal family that I did that I used as a jumping off point for this shawl. I did not go right in order, and that's okay too, and I'm going to show you why. So here we have Waterfall Rendezvous, Tropicana Cabana, Sea Breeze, Social Butterfly, Peacock Feathers, Denim Crush, then over here is Walking After Midnight, Bossa Nova Blues. What's this one? This one is Baby Light My Sapphire. Then this one is California Dreaming, and then Don't Quit Your Daydreams. Okay, so I kind of picked a little bit between the two. I really like the idea of using Walking After Midnight as the darkest neutral in the mix, so I still pulled Walking After Midnight like I did for the purple family. And so for this one I started with Sea Breeze, then I went to Tropicana Cabana, then Waterfall Rendezvous, then Peacock Feathers, and then Walking After Midnight. But as you can see, there are lots of different ways you could go with that, and it's okay to pick and pull. Like this column has 6 colors, this has 5, this has 6. So I mean, you can pick and pull what you need for whatever type of color work you're doing. Let's say you're doing motifs for like the Majestic Skies crochet shawl. You know, pick 4, 5, or 6 colors and mix and match them differently in each motif. Wow, that would be amazing, like a kaleidoscope of color. But even in this shawl, it was a little more simplistic, just doing the stripes up here. So I thought using the remnants from each of the balls to do one final row in the edging at the very end to really amplify that scalloped edging, that took the color work to a whole new level on this one. Like, I'm not saying it's boring, because it's still pretty. That's not what I mean. But look at how much more plain the simple stripes are here, which is fine. I've done this before, and I like stripes like that. And I definitely like stripes on a top-down construction, because then it shows you the construction. It shows you those triangular stripes. But it takes it to a whole new level when you pull those colors and do them a second time in reverse on the edging. Like, I really feel like that took this color work to a whole new level by combining the simple stripes with the more ornate edging and then pulling out those colors again. I feel like it turns it into a simple color work project into a showstopper color work project. And really, what'd we do? We just use the colors again. Like, there are ways to add color to make it look more fancy or more intricate than it really is. Like, look at this. I simply worked the same colors one row at a time. And by breaking it down like this, I'm not breaking it down to make it less special. I'm breaking it down to show you that you can do it too. Like, it looks more intimidating than it really is, but you're simply just changing color. And this is no different than up here. We did stripes, one color at a time. Down here, stripes, one color at a time. But from a distance, it looks way fancier than that. And I think one of the reasons also is because we changed the thickness of the stripes. Each of the stripes on the main body is 6 rows each. Down here, it's 1 row each. And it's in a very, not very ornate. It's not super difficult. Like, it's more difficult, obviously, than the plain stitch pattern in the body, but it's not super difficult, and you'll see that when we go through the chart and the pattern in the video tutorial. But to just follow those scallop lines with the colors really puts a spotlight on that shaping. It puts a spotlight on the edging, whereas if you just continued on in that 6th color, it would have been pretty, but I don't think it would have popped like it's popping by reversing the colors. And that's the other thing that I did. You could have gone A, B, C, D, E, A, B, C, D, E, or A, B, C, D, E, F, whatever. You could have done that as well, but I did A, B, C, D, E, F, E, D, C, B, A. Hopefully I did that right. Sometimes it's hard to go in reverse in your head and say it out loud. I think I did it right. And if I didn't, you still get the idea. You still get the idea. But these are simple switches. There are ways to add a wow factor to your projects with color without having to be complicated. Yes, are there complicated ways to add color? For sure. This isn't one of them. This is a simple way to add a wow factor to your project by adding color. And that's exciting. Now, you could do this in 2 colors as well. Every time you see a color change, it could be from popping back and forth from one color to the next. And you could do that with complementary colors, or you could do that with high class colors? No, high contrast colors. Can you take me seriously in ears? I don't know. I haven't even looked at the comments. Can we talk serious while dressed in a kitty costume? I can, but can you take me seriously? That's the real question. I'm going to go over to my computer here for a second and see what the comments are. Everybody okay with me talking and dress silly? You know I don't care. I love an excuse for dressing up. In fact, I'm half tempted to stay in costume to go to the grocery store. And here's the reason I like to do stuff like that. Or like when I like to wear my t-shirt that says, hope you're having the best day of your life. Or if I wear an old vintage movie t-shirt or something that evokes memories in people, I do this to put a smile on strangers' faces. So for me, I plan on staying in costume and maybe staying in costume, like talking, for the rest of the day. I'm going to talk more kitty talk to the kitties for sure. If I can get some photos with them, even better. But as far as leaving the house, I absolutely love putting a smile on strangers' faces. And what better way to do that than look silly or look out of the norm? Yes, I'm definitely comfortable in costume. I love dressing up. I was going to wear my new Sweet Clara top in Be So Luxe yarn, but I didn't want to give anyone the connotation that it was costumey. This is beautiful, and it's an incredibly gorgeous top. It's one of the pieces that was originally done in Be So Sporty yarn, and I wanted to show you that you could get the same gauge in Be So Luxe yarn to show you that you can swap out Be So Luxe and Be So Sporty and any number 2 weight yarn pattern with this yarn. And so I made a short sleeve version of the Sweet Clara top in Be So Luxe yarn to show you that. And I just thought putting it on with my costume today kind of, I don't know, I didn't want to disrespect the beautiful piece, and I'd rather wear it properly, so I didn't wear it as my costume. Anyway, and that is 6 balls of Be So Luxe yarn. It's the size 36, and I added a short sleeve and a double crochet neckband around it. Otherwise, it's exactly as stated in the pattern, and the pattern does have options as well. It has a long sleeve and cap sleeve version, so I went halfway between and did a short sleeve, and that's 6 balls. And I'll wear it one day next week instead, but I'd rather not wear it in costume. I didn't want to disrespect it. Anyway, you know how sometimes people can get the wrong impression when you do something silly. I didn't want to disrespect the work or the beauty of this handmade piece, even though I could have done it. Yes, Luxe is number 2 sport weight. Yes, it is. And if you follow the link to Be So Luxe Yarn, you can learn all about the yarn, including the weight and the fiber content, the yardage, and everything else involved. So this piece is done. The Sweet Clara top is done in Be So Luxe. This piece is the new Luxe Shelly top. So beautiful. It has that gorgeous offset floral pattern for the body and a boat neck opening, 3/4 sleeves, and it has this tie in the back that helps to take a boat neck top, and by how tightly you tie this, you can create a scoop neck and a draped neck out of a boat neck, which I know a lot of people don't. Not everybody likes to wear boat neck. I love it, but having this tie allows you to have options so that you can wear it as a boat neck if you tie it loosely, and you can wear it as a draped scoop neck if you tie it tighter, which is very interesting. And I can try to demo that wearing it one day as well. That pattern, both of these patterns plus charts are available now. There are video tutorials for the Sweet Clara, and there will be for the Shelly eventually. Yesterday I released the first video for the Hadley crochet shawl, and in that video I show you how to read the chart and crochet the stitches for the super easy to memorize stitch pattern for the body construction of the shawl. In the next video, which I don't know if it'll be one video or two, depends on how long it takes to do it. I know not everybody has the attention span for watching like an hour-long video, so anytime I can break something up into 20-minute sections, I prefer to do that, and then put all the videos for any given pattern in its own playlist. And I also share that playlist on the pattern pages on my website, so you have easy reference to it. Okay, so in the next video or two, I will go over how to read the chart and crochet the stitches for this edging. I also, but wait, there's more. One of my favorite things to say, right? I also tell you how to modify this pattern and tell you what kind of multiple you need for the last row of your shawl in order to work this edging on anything. So let's say you're making a square afghan or a rectangular wrap. You don't have to do this edging just on a top-down triangular piece. So as long as you have a multiple of 5+1 chain 2 spaces of the V stitches, you can do this edging on anything. And that's really exciting to me, because anytime I can add value, add to my patterns, and give you other options, it makes me happy too. I know it makes you happy, but it makes me happy as well. It's something that I can do with my own expertise and experience to make my patterns more special for you and separate myself from the pack. I feel like not every pattern out there gives you nearly as many options as mine do. And I also feel as though in my patterns, I offer you so many different styles of teaching. Written instructions, charts, schematics when necessary, notes in the pattern when necessary, and supplemental video tutorials. That also separates me from the pack. And anytime, and so for example, when we do the videos for this pattern, and we talked about this briefly already in talking about the pattern, anytime you have a pattern that includes a stitch pattern in the round, you can do any other types of projects in the round with that. Anytime you have a pattern that shows you how to work something in rows, you can do anything two-dimensional in it as well. So like for example with this one, with the chart, you can make a cowl or a hat in this beautiful flower stitch pattern. You could do a market bag with this pattern as well. You could do anything that requires working in the round in that stitch pattern from the chart that I gave you. Also, another reason why I like to add the multiple that's required for whatever you're going to do, whether it's going from a body to an edging or working in the round, whatever. I share those with you so that you can do yarn substitution as well. Let's say you would like to make this in Be So Easy yarn, which is my number 5 bulky weight yarn. Knowing what that multiple is to go from body to edging, super important when you're going from a thin yarn to a thick yarn, or vice versa. Let's say you wanted to do this in Be So Vivid yarn and let the yarn do the color work for you. Pick one color in Be So Vivid yarn, top down construction, work the memorized stitch pattern until you get the size you want. Make sure you end on a multiple of 5+1 chain 2 spaces or V stitches and work the edging, and the color work is done for you. Like, amazing, right? You have to change your hook. You have to change your yardage. You have to make some guesstimates. But otherwise, you can use any of these patterns as a starting off point to go in any number of directions to add your own spin to it. And that's because of all of the extra information that I add to the patterns. And it's not like you can't contact me too. I go live every day to give everybody an opportunity to ask me questions live. And I have amazing customer support. Like, we've got it all. You could absolutely do this with Be So Baby yarn. Yes, just like I said with going up to a 4 or 5, I gave you the highest contrast, right? But if I'm telling you you can go from a 2 to a 5, of course you can go from a 2 to a 3. So somebody's asking if you could make this, I'm assuming you mean this shawl, if you could make this shawl in Be So Baby yarn instead of Be So Luxe yarn. Of course you can. Adjust your hook size, pick your colors. It's top-down increasing. So whether you're doing a top-down increasing garment or you're doing a top-down increasing shawl, you decide how big you want it. Maybe you don't want it this big. Maybe you want one of those scarves that you can wear. Not that you can't do this one too, but maybe you want one of those scarves, like a kerchief scarf that goes from front to back to front. Oh, that's the way I describe front post stitches. Anyway, so let's say you would want to wear it this way, but you want it to be shorter. Do less rows of the shawl. Make sure you end on the right repeat and then do the edging. So there's ways to modify a top-down project in the same yarn and in different weight yarns. And I try as best as I can to share this information as often as I can. I got distracted by comments. Yes, if you search hairpin lace on my YouTube channel, I do have videos on hairpin lace. Unfortunately, I do not have the rights back to the patterns in the Crochet So Fine book yet. I think it's the last book that I haven't had my rights reverted back to me yet. Or no, there's a couple of books. Anyway, it's the one I'm very anxious to get the rights to those patterns back. I would really like to make a more modern version and, you know, update those patterns as soon as I can. But that pattern's still in production, or that book is still in production. And when it is no longer in production and the rights get reverted back to me, I will be able to use those patterns again, and I will then. In the meantime, I can't. But I have done plenty of tutorial videos on the techniques in the book. I just have not done standalone patterns or video tutorials for the actual patterns because they're not mine yet. Great question though. Does anybody have any other questions about that? We're probably going to run out of time. Yeah, anytime you're looking for a technique, anything, there's a search button on my website that is amazing, that gives you everything based on your search. It works really well, and there is a search bar on my YouTube channel that is separate from the actual YouTube search function. You can search on my channel as well. So, and if you can't find what you're looking for, obviously contact Judy or me, but in the meantime, you can search for anything on my website and on my YouTube channel as well. It's really easy to do. I do it all the time when I'm trying to find a link to reference or what have you. Okay, so we're probably not going to get to too much of mixing and matching colors here today, but what I want to let you know is the way this board is set up is the way the color card is set up on the Be So Luxe yarn page. This order is identical to the order on the color card on the website. So you can see all these colors in order with their names on them. Then you can see a photo of each color up close that is zoom-inable. I know that's not a word. And also on that page, I have curated some 5 color combinations. I'll do more as well. But remember how we did color combinations for Be So Baby Yarn, which a lot of people really loved, the extra inspiration from the color combinations that I curated with nature inspiration photos. I did that also with different photos for Be So Luxe Yarn. So if you haven't had a chance to go over to the Be So Luxe Yarn page, or maybe you've just been excited to buy the colors you knew you wanted and you haven't scrolled down. In fact, I'm going to say this as well. A lot of the pages on my website are probably longer and full of more information than you may realize. I do highly recommend scrolling down past. When you find what you want, what do? You stop scrolling, right? You find the colors you want, you find the discount you want from all the wonderful bulk discount tiers, you find the shopping cart, one and done, right? But there's more, but wait, there's more. I didn't think that was going to fit, but it does. I need a t-shirt that says that, I think. Anyway, scroll down. There's more information on just about every page, and it's really good information. I like to share lots of information. So if you go to the Be So Luxe Yarn page and you scroll below wherever you've stopped before, the curated nature-inspired color combinations are there, and they are not based on family. They're based on mixing and matching and high contrast and all that good stuff. Happy Halloweeny! Hi. Oh, look at that belly. Ooh. We're going to have a crazy kitty day today. You're going to have a crazy kitty mommy today dressed in costume. He says, great. Did he do the kitty eye roll? I felt like his body language was like eye roll. Oh, can you see Becker sitting under the board? If I move the board, you can probably, can you see him? Hi, Sugar, you thought you were hiding. You thought you were hiding back there. I think I see someone's birthday is coming. Happy birthday, Cat. Okay, can I steal you? I did give you lots of treats. Does that make it okay to pick you up and steal you for a minute? Oh, my baby. All right. Happy Halloweeny. Can you say hi to everybody? Can you tell it's going to be a silly kitty day here? And can you tell the kitties are already rolling their eyes at me? Good thing I have a treat box to bribe them though. I also have a hairbrush to bribe them too. Their favorite things are treats and hair brushings. All right. What else? Does anybody have any other questions? I don't know if someone's mentioning my top that I'm wearing or anything. This top you can find on Amazon. This is one of my favorite everyday tank tops. It has those nice side vents. It's a little longer for wearing over leggings even. It has the side vents. It's really thin material, and it has that beautiful lace detailing on the V-neck and on the cap sleeves. It comes in a bunch of colors. I have it in black and cream, and I really love it very much. It's a little bit sexy. Not a lot sexy, but a little bit sexy, and I love that. I love lace. You know, duh. Yeah, I love lace. I love store-bought lace. I love handmade lace. I love everything about lace. I love lace tattoos. If I were to ever get a tattoo, which I don't have tattoos, and I don't foresee getting them because the kind I like are way too expensive, but I really love large body pieces that are done in lace work, and I would love to draw it first. Anyway, did you know that I've drawn other people's tattoos multiple times in my life, though? I have. I even got offered an internship at a tattoo parlor once after someone saw my artwork. Those are the memories that are fun. Whether you accept an offer or not, just getting offered is fun sometimes. I've had a lot of really wild and crazy offers in my life, and that will always be one at the top. Some of them have not always been reputable, but most of them have been. Thank you, Lori. That's very sweet. Yes, I do my very best to share as much as possible. I want to be remembered as valuable. I want you to remember that my patterns had a lot of value added to them. Yes, they are $1.99. No, they are not 100% free, but you get so much more than just the pattern when you download a pattern. Not only that, but my website is set up so that you have so many more features to your pattern as well, including 24/7 access and unlimited downloads and your own download library. Like the account section, once you've made an account on my website, is amazing. And I'm working really hard behind the scenes to add another feature. Fingers crossed that it works out. If it does, I think a lot of you are going to be very, very, very happy if I can figure this out. Oh, that's cool, Steph. I drew a mandala tattoo for one of my sister's tattoos. She has a giant shoulder tattoo that's of a mandala that I drew. In fact, I did the original sketch on a bar napkin. And then we went to the tattoo parlor. Anyway, that's an old story. Yes, I'm sure you have paid more for less in other patterns. Yes, I agree. All right, does anybody have any other questions? I actually think this is a very pretty costume. Let me show you a little closer of the details in case you're curious. And I don't know, maybe there's time to still order it in time for Halloween. There should be. Well, no, maybe. Anyway, the ears are lace and they're on a headband. The lace eye part. You know what I liked about wearing the lace eye mask is that I didn't have to do the silly drawing of painting my nose as a button and painting the whiskers on my face. I felt like going with heavy eye makeup and the lace mask made this a little more sophisticated, maybe, where I didn't have to do the silly painting on my face. I like that aspect. The collar is just a ribbon that you tie behind your neck, and it has the little bell on it, which I love the sound. I think if I had to listen to it all day, every day, it would drive me nuts. But for one day, it's fun. And then the gloves, I kind of think these are cute too. They're kind of sexy, like lace, like fishnet stockings, without having to feel overtly sexy in the fishnet stockings. And if you like that look, that's okay. That came with the costume as well. And then the tail is an elastic piece that goes around your waist under your top. And as you can see, sitting on the tail is not good. It is very bendable. There's a wire inside, so you can bend this any way that you want. But I've found that you really shouldn't sit on it. So if you were going to a party, I would not sit on your tail. I would take it off or something before you sat down. So that's my 2 cents on that. But for the price, I think there's a lot of pieces in here. Well, if I don't go to the grocery store, no one will see me besides the UPS man today either. But still, it will put a smile on his face too if I answer the door with meow. Oh, all right, I don't see any other questions, so I just want to thank you all so much for taking time out of your busy day to spend a few minutes here with me. I hope you enjoyed seeing all of the patterns, talking about color work, looking at the board, and I hope that this inspired you to get more excited about mixing and matching colors on your own. And make sure you go to the Be So Luxe yarn page and the Be So Baby yarn page for that matter, and scroll down a little bit and you can see all of these photos where I've curated colors based on nature inspiration photos. They're really pretty. I mean, they're pretty to look at, let alone for picking colors. I had so much fun making them. I have fun looking at them. I'm sure you will too. Let us make time to create, share, and inspire today and every day. Have a wonderful day and a great weekend, and I will see you on Monday for the next episode of the Kristin Omdahl Show. Bye-bye. Oh, and happy Halloween.